Yes, there may be a killer after us, but at least exam season is over with. Made during the golden age of slashers, the 1981 film Final Exam has college students under tremendous pressure to get some study time in for their exams, but instead of a tutor showing up to help, it's a killer who's bumping them off one by one. While it's certainly got a plot that you'd expect out of a movie like this, the writer and director wanted to do a little something different with it by making it more of a character-based film, so we actually get to know these people a bit better, and it even had a novelization which includes more characterization of people who in the movie are in it fairly briefly. This came from writer-director Jimmy Houston, who had a brief directing career, but showed versatility in a lot of the subgenres he picked. He previously did the vigilante movie Dark Sunday, and the smoke-exploitation movie Death Driver, which looks like George W. Bush starred in a 70s good old boy movie. He'd later direct the horror comedy My Best Friend is a Vampire, and he co-wrote the very good buddy cop picture Running Scared. At the end of the day, though, it is an 80s slasher, which meant it had a good chance of winning our poll. Just as there was next to no chance that the Tong Father would win, even though, Jesus, its poster is more graphic than the one for this film. Looking like the poster for Friday the 13th Part 2 went to college. Don't worry, even though the Tong Father was Siskel and Ebert's Dog of the Week, it's okay. Final Exam was also their Dog of the Week once too. I know it's gonna be terrifying when already the movie is just as gloomy as Speed Zone. Made on a small budget, of course. A lot of the crew was made up of friends of the director, and it had cinematographer Daryl Cathcart, who's worked in horror as he also shot Death Screams. Just get Stoney Cooper to show up and stop the killer. The composer is Gary C. Scott, who also scored Deadly Force. Oh, I see this going well. Things always turn out okay when horror characters make out in a car.
Give me a kiss.
Not here.
Oh, I see.
It also doesn't turn out well when there's a horny guy in a car in a college film. Oh, come on, babe. You'll get used to my cheap beer breath if we keep making out some more. Look at this. Even the car is closing up shop to keep this dude from getting in its pants. I do not trust any character whose hairstyle is Dutra from the New Kids. Or who reacts like this.
I love you.
Ugh, cut it out, babe. Your sentimental shit is killing the mood. He's totally convincing in his love for her.
Yeah, but do you love me?
Of course I do.
A smile that says, I love you so much I might call you if I get around to it. That's good enough for her. Let's do this, and make it fast too. The killer is already here. Very funny, babe. You know this will be very fast. Oh, and haha, you guys, the old dead body and pulling his ass right out of the car and stabbing him to death prank, which probably would be a prank in this movie's world. Nothing is really lost here. I have the feeling neither of them would pass their final exams. They're so beloved on campus that the next day, everyone's walking around as if nothing happened. Get used to that. Now we can meet our hero, Courtney, who's found the building with the most termites to study in. It's all set in the fictitious Lanier College, which is actually Duke University in North Carolina, a place where all the students look like adult reporters posing as students. Students who hate all their classes, especially chemistry.
I hate chemistry. I mean, chemistry hates me. It's that simple.
Oh, come on, it's really not that bad.
It's okay, these two failed at chemistry too. This can't be a real college. Where's the nerdy guy? Oh, there he is, in the form of the lovable Radish, whose wardrobe can be described as my grandfather. The cast is primarily a lot of LA-based stage actors, some of whom it'd be their only film, like Cecile Baghdadi here, while actors like Joel S. Rice would have a short acting career, but he does have a long career as a producer of TV movies. They're so used to people dying in slashers that when they mention the killings, they're like, only 2 people? Lame. On with our day.
Oh, come on, let's change the subject to something a little less drastic. Well, like the test.
test, 2 people are dead, and it's pretty obvious someone is stalking you. Look, the killer's already pulling up in a suspicious van. Forget all that, we got a class to get to, where Professor Robert Kerman here is gonna teach them all about other killings. No, really, that's what they're talking about. What kind of chemistry class is this? The kind where the professor steps out so he can flirt with the nearest hot blonde. Someone tell these people this is not a 70s porno. No matter how much they look like they're in one, they've got some time. The killer is still out there looking for a parking space. These people are leaning into their types.
I can't help it. I'm brilliant.
Well, we got the catty nerd, but where's Ogre? Thank you. We need all the stereotypes we can. There's only like 20 students at this school, along with the weirdo coach.
Coach! You were ready, wild man.
I hope that guy does that at all hours of the night, too. Like poor Wild Man will be sleeping and the coach just sneaks in and kicks him out of bed. And for the love of God, just park anywhere and turn your hazard lights on. You're gonna run out of gas. Oh, and it's also kind of a prank slasher. Just wait till you see what the prank is here. What the hell? The classic mass shooting prank. Can't tell this movie was made during a different time. Guys, this is gonna be so great. Dad loaned me the money to get unlimited blanks, ski masks, and squibs. We're gonna scare the shit out of everyone. I like where their head's at. Red Dawn is going on outside, but you should still seize the opportunity to cheat on the test. How is no one bothered by the gunfire? Whoa, our mistake, sorry. We thought we were on the set of Toy Soldiers. Let's gather up a couple of trophies so the boss will say we did a good job. I'm not kidding when I say that this is a giant prank that they're doing. Sure, they're terrified that they were almost killed, but jokey Sarah Jessica Parker fills her in.
But I also saw that the van had a Gamma fraternity sticker on the back window. Oh.
I thought I was gonna die. It's okay, the killer is still behind you. People will start dying for real. So what was the fraternity's reason for the prank? So they could have more study time.
I can't believe y'all did that this afternoon. No wonder the Gamma House is always on probation.
Right, staging a fake mass shooting is grounds for a stern lecture from the dean. I love how it's only a handful that knew the shooting was staged, yet no one in the background gives a shit, and there aren't even any cops here yet. What is this universe? They're more concerned about bullying the potential pledge. In order to get into our fraternity, you need to blow up the teacher's lounge with C4. That'll give us even more time to study. Let's take a break. Yeah, it's true, we are spending more time with these characters, but they are unapologetically terrible people. Come see us at our upcoming June conventions, where we'll be at SoCal Gaming Expo June 6th to the 7th in Pasadena, California, plus Planet FunkCon on June 26th through 28th in Davenport, Iowa. Hope to see you there. We're back. Did you guys hear the commotion out there? Don't mind that, just another Tuesday. Now get back to bagging up your loose beard hair that made its way into the soup. Even though it's a slasher that involves a prank, I don't know if I'd call it a prank gone wrong slasher like Terror Train or Slaughter High, because don't even try guessing who the killer is or what the reason is for him being there, because they got the best on this force.
I thought it was real. It could have been.
Oh, they happen. But not in my county, and not on my supper time.
Thanks, Buford T. Justice. Y'all better have a good reason for staging a fake shooting when I should be home eating my ribs. I like that they sent only one cop to investigate this, who looks like he had to be pulled from the toilet during his 2-hour morning crap. No one in this has a normal reaction to anything.
You hear about that multiple shooting? Did these guys do it? I thought it was pretty funny myself, didn't you?
Yeah, it was the funniest thing I'd seen since Jonestown. Why is it also really homoerotic? From the line deliveries to who is this guy? Oh good, we could use your help, Officer Ship Ahoy. Just flirt with the coach a bit while they're talking about their upcoming hunting trip. This is a slow-moving film, but I am invested in seeing what other craziness goes on at this school. Like, does this outfit go well with the shower orgy I'm attending? Or how about the boys coming in to flirt? And by that I mean checking out their asses while they pack their suitcases. Oh right, and the killer outside. Okay, is Sasquatch lurking about? Explains that police sketch on the wall. I bet Radish has a crush on Courtney here.
You're living with a girl that has a free ride. It looks easy, but she'll pay a price sooner or later.
By smartly posing as her wise gay best friend. He's trying to impress her by hanging posters of her favorite classic cinema. You know, like the Corpse Grinders and the Toolbox Murders. She'll try her luck elsewhere. Where's the guy with the blood feast on the dorm that dripped blood posters? He seems nice. Their reactions to things are all over the place.
Doesn't it feel like something's wrong around here?
How did that get a bigger shock out of her than the shooting earlier? No wonder they cast people who all have the crazy eyes. These people are demented. Look at this. They just burst into poor Radish's room to kick his ass for being the one who called the sheriff after he heard gunshots. You son of a bitch. What kind of narc phones the police when they think that dozens of people were getting killed? It's still a helpful film. Ah, thank you. I was wondering if that was Gary. Figures the campus is always empty. Hardly anyone wants to go here because you have to be a sociopath to get accepted, and that's not including the killer. If anything, the killer is the only one maintaining order on these grounds. While it's the students who force the pledges to help them cheat, then not only do they abduct him in broad daylight, but Christ, are they about to sacrifice him to their god, JJ Gross Outcome Broski? Normally, I'd assume this poor bastard would be the killer. Even Marty Ranson would watch this and be like, this dude has it rough. While the others have taken up much better hobbies, like solitaire. That's less controversial than staging fake murders. Say, how's your boyfriend Gary doing? Oh, he's fine. His nuts will be back to normal when they're done stuffing ice in his underwear. My God, bro, that was so great! Back to our weekly Confederacy Club, along with our statue of one of their other pledges, C. Thomas Howell and Soul Man. What's their next plan, you ask? They want to steal pills so they can stay up even longer to study. Wow, studying is such a high priority for these people who have never studied in their life. They know far more about torturing poor Gary, who has to stay tied to a tree all night. Someone put him out of his misery. Not even security gives a shit.
Can't rightly do that. Working man just never messes with tradition.
Yeah, I remember when I was tied half naked to a tree and covered in cream. It was last weekend at the club. Seriously, how have any of them not been arrested? Listen to what the sorority did.
But last year a girl killed herself because the sorority wouldn't accept her.
How awful.
I'm sorry, what?
She jumped from the top of McWilliams Tower, 6 floors.
Well, I bet it made them feel terrible.
Oh yeah, if there's one thing these characters have, it's a conscience. She has to be talked into freeing Gary, her supposed love interest. No need for her to save Gary, he's already been freed of his pain, as in the killer pops out and butchers him. He's totally in the frat now. Thank you, sir, may I have another? Even if Gary was still tied to a tree, she seems like she'd be too dumb to know how to untie him. Look at this.
Gary, it's me.
Oh yeah, that's for sure Gary over there. It is so Gary to stand ominously on top of a building and stare at me. I better go investigate this myself. What's the worst that could happen? Not much, really. It's actually not a very bloody film. And it's easy to find more people to kill, like Wild Man making a ton of racket looking for pills like he's having roid rage in an after-school special. Now he's all coked out and ready to do anything but study. What the hell was this shit laced with? It's getting freaking trippy now. I like how the killer calmly poses, knowing Wild Man will turn on the lights instead of just leaving. I see that plan working out well. You done pissed off Anton Chigurh, but good. They don't need to hide the killer at all in this, since it's not a mystery slasher, it's just some guy. That being actor Timothy Rayner, who was hired for his martial arts skills. Between this and Happy Birthday to Me, it was a time for weight room death scenes. He wanted to kill off these punks so bad that poor wild man actor Ralph Brown really was choking and passed out. Nothing that a little dark humor can't fix. Okay. And don't try to get deep when talking about violence.
Perfect strangers wake up in the morning and decide, I think it's a good day to snuff somebody.
Are you talking about other people or you? This conversation does go along with the movie's theme of people with a very nonchalant view of violence, and a killer who just simply wants to kill and that's it. This is more believable than them trying to set up this potential romance.
You have a pretty face too.
What am I watching, the yassified Pinocchio movie again?
I have to tell you something.
I'm here to tell you something, too.
But anyway, as the lost Osmond brother goes in to check on their botched drug heist, the killer is still the smartest one here. Somehow he knew he'd checked the one locker Wildman's body was stuffed in. Well, we could fit 10 Garys in here. I know that if I found a body in a locker, I too would calmly stroll away. What's the point in running super fast? The character is a dickhead. That means he's gonna die. Make it easy for the killer and just go right into the boiler room of all places. Why take off running outside when this is a much better setting for a horror film, where the killer was already there waiting inside of a barrel that he just knew he was gonna walk by? Let's take a break while Radish enters a gym for the first time in his life.
What happens in Death Screams could be happening in your hometown tonight. Dear God, I hope not.
Rated R. Now playing at a theater near you.
We're back, and bravo to Radish for actually having a scared reaction when finding a body. Operator, he's dead! Or maybe not. He is propping himself up in that locker like he's still alive. Unfortunately, due to their mass shooting prank earlier, the sheriff flat out refuses to come back and investigate. I mean, whatever, like this guy was gonna stop any killer on campus. Especially a killer whose power of teleportation is crazy even for a slasher film.
Courtney! It's me, Radish! Let me in! Courtney!
Oh no, Radish won't end up with Courtney, who he's very sexually attracted to. Unlucky for him, he is the Shelley of the movie, so no one believes it when he's actually dead.
Stop it, Radish. It's not funny.
Oh, that's just Shelley up to his old tricks again. It really is the exact scene they do a year later in Friday the 13th 3D.
Andy! Debbie! Shelley's dead!
Are we at the final girl already? Not quite. Courtney has a running start. The killer has to bump off Lisa, the nude model. Then he'll catch up to Courtney. She really does have more than enough time to run from the killer and fight him to the death. Since the movie does sidestep some slasher tropes, the killer here is a rando. Nothing more, nothing less. There's no villain speech. There's no exposition about who he is or why he is doing this. He's just a casual-looking dude who stopped at a university to kill some people. In a way, I kind of admire that. Even in the novelization, it just implies the killer was doing it for a cheap thrill, going hand in hand with how even the main characters have a desensitized reaction to violence. You better find someplace to hide, young lady. 80s Bruce Jenner is pissed. The movie is very basic in a lot of ways, right down to its super non-reveal. And it's not like the death scenes are that good. For a crazier campus set slasher with brutal kills, you're better off watching Pieces. But there is something weird about the flick that still makes it stand out, from the sociopathic characters to the out-of-place line deliveries, the hilariously dated things about it, to its theme that violence really is pretty random. So they just have the killer show up, let him do his thing, she'll kill him, and we can wrap this up. Even some of the randomness is actually set up, like how the coach mentioned his hunting trip earlier. That way he can show up with a bow and arrow and this can happen. What, are they practicing their magic show? Anyway, thanks for the attempt, coach. It's not really even Courtney that defeats him, it's more so the fact that he got his foot stuck, which made it more easy for him to fall. I'm surprised he didn't just teleport back to the top, and you know that even a giant fall like that wasn't gonna kill him. I still say this is another one of Radish's tricks. Not that we'll find out. It was a decent success. It made about $1.7 million at the box office, which made it profitable since it only had about a $300K budget. Still though, there's no sequel to this. The killer's dead and she has the rest of the night to study after she takes a breather on the steps. Nothing more to add here. Go home, everyone. Movie's over. The best part though, with all the other students gone, Courtney is now the de facto valedictorian. Maybe the movie didn't even bother telling us what the grades on their final exams were.
We've all been the victim of a harmless college prank.
Come everybody, come join the party.